Alright, back in the truck again, and yeah, I know this isn't an automotive channel, more of an RV roof channel for some reason, but I wanted to get this truck done, and I was going to do a bed liner, and I phoned around to bed lining, and it was more than I wanted to do at that point. So I bought a bed liner kit, and we're going to see how this one holds up. Okay, let's get over there and see if I can't get it installed. Woo! Alright, so here is what we're going to do. Oof. Remember, left off, I was going to bedline this thing. I called around. We're looking at $450. I got this whole kit. This is the Defender Pro. I have a pretty good relationship with the guys over at the Napa that I like to go to, and they gave me a really good price on this. I'm not a sponsor on it, but rather than doing a roll-on Herculiner, which I know always turns out awful and looks awful, this is a complete kit. It's actually a two-part epoxy. There's pretty high-tech instructions on it. Like, this can is halfway empty. You pour that whole can in there, and then you get your awesome gun right there and you shoot. Sorry. There's the nozzles for it. I'll try to figure it out a little bit more down the road. But before we do that, you can see how dirty this is. This whole bed has to be cleaned up, and then we have to scuff it up. I'm just going to use a wire wheel. There you go, a wire wheel, or a grinder with some sanding discs on it. I'm not going over the rail, so the plastic rail bed rails are going to be staying up there. I'll just go up to it. Now this kit, by all accounts, is only supposed to do a 6 foot bed, so they were nice enough to sell me another quart or whatever that I need to do it. I don't know if I'm going to need it or not, but I got it just in case, because I don't want to start this and find out that I can't finish it. So let me go ahead and get this all cleaned up, and we'll see how this goes. So obviously you got to clean out all the dirt. Now the tie downs, I'll put some tape over so the threads don't get filled with a spray liner. Same with those, I'll take those out, put the bolts back in. Of course, my brand new truck bed mounts or bolts, I figure I'm gonna just tape off the head of it itself. I'll paint the washer, but the tape will at least to keep the bolt from getting stuck on there if I ever have to take this off again. Really, it's really boring. Nothing to really watch at that point. I'll get it all scuffed up, get it taped off, get it stuff. Get the rest of the vehicle pulled off, and we're in a nice ventilated area out of the sun. And this time, I do have my respirator, so we'll be safe. Everything will be good. One thing at a time. All right, so just like that, we've washed and scuffed it, and we're ready to dry it out and then tape it off. So again, should just be. All right, and so at that, it's taped off. Are we ready?
Hopefully.
Nice. Seems a little loose right there.
Not a little more tape won't fix.
Tape solves everything. I don't have the high-tech masking tape that's got the wire built into it, so when you pull it off, it cuts the stuff, but I'm sure this will be fine. Last thing I want to do is I'm just going to wipe down the whole thing with some solvent, make sure I don't have any oil or anything, gases, grease on it, and then we'll start spraying this thing. I say I have to excuse my jank plastic drop cloth. That works. It's tarp. It's plastic. It's out of plastic. So this is pretty straightforward. You get your gun right there. That's half full. Pull the entire contents in there. Put the cap on, shake it, mix thoroughly. It says wait 5 minutes. Put the gun on, and then start spraying it at 60 psi. Wait 5 minutes for induction period, and the shoots style application gun. Says to spray the bulkhead, which is going to be up there, And then the side walls. Let's see, what does it say? Side walls followed by the bed, finishing with the tailgate. I'm not doing a tailgate. Then it says clean off immediately. After 2 hours, Defender Pro can be top coated without sanding, a single stage color or solvent board. Oh, so you can actually color match this. That's cool. Alright, so there it was. We'll see how this goes. I doubt that it looks as professional as an actual professional bed liner, but it's good enough for the guy who owns this thing. So the kit said it was enough for a six foot bed, and this is a 8-foot bed for sure. Now I didn't go over the top. I tried to go fairly thick, as thick as I could without losing the texture. So I used about 3.5, and I had enough left over that I said, well, let me give this a shot. So I cleaned off the tailgate really fast, and I just tried to pretty it up. I don't know if it'll work, 'cause I did not put a lot of effort into this. So this I just finished. I think the next thing I want to do is probably start taking the masking and the paper off of this, and then we'll take a look at it when it's done. I do know that, of course, the first stuff I sprayed, I put on here, and it's still pretty tacky. So, looks like it has a little bit more work time than I thought it would. That's good. Hopefully it gets hard. We'll find out. Alright, so this stuff's supposed to take 72 hours to permanently cure. I don't know. It's looking pretty good. I hope that it cures. I hope that I did it all right. I mean, if it looks like this one is all done, we did a good job. I have to do a follow-up here and make sure. I mean, obviously it's not as thick, like some bed liners are a good 1/4 inch thick. So like rough plastic, but this is an epoxy, so it's at least 2-part. I can put all my other parts back on. Well, at any rate, this is the product that I used, Defender Pro. This was from Napa. Not a sponsor. It says it's got Kevlar in it, so it must be magical and bulletproof now. We followed the directions, and it comes with the gun. I don't even think I'd bother cleaning that out. See if I followed those instructions. I think I did. The only other thing I will say is that the little bottles of that you pour in, they don't really say it, but you need to make sure you shake those up before you put it in those. Alright, so I did just let it cure for about an hour or so, and it's not tacky anymore. I think it's looking pretty good. What do you think?
Woo! That's a new truck, brother!
Alright, brother. My son's even happy with it. And look, he's happy. I didn't yell at him too much today.
that's something you should be proud of.
Well, gotta be proud about something. And all right, guys, here it is. Put the truck back together. Bed liner's on. It's well cured at this point. I'm gonna go ahead and throw this fifth wheel hitch on. I won't bore you with the instructions on it because it's fairly routine, and it's just drilling a lot of holes, put a lot of bolts in, and you'll see a lot of videos like that already. I mean, I know I said I wouldn't tell you how to do this, but the only advice I can ever give is put the back rail in first, then put the hitch on these rails. That way you get the spacing right, and when you're not just getting this rail bolted down and then finding out this thing binds up really, really bad when you try to put it on. So if you put the fifth wheel hitch on, line it up on the slots right here, and then you can drill these holes. That part's a lot easier. Then doing underneath's a lot easier too. Then it keeps the hitch from binding up when you put it on. All right, with that, the hitch is installed. We got the brackets on this side and the other side. And of course, if we come around to the back, there it is, mounted beautifully. Put that back so I don't lose a 10mm. So this was just a Reese universal kit. What are they calling this? 335 base rail mount kit. Nothing special about it. The main reason I got this, not because I needed a fifth wheel hitch. I really didn't need a fifth wheel hitch. It's nice to have one as an RV technician or in the RV industry. If you ever need to move a fifth wheel, it's really nice to have one. And because, of course, my tailgate has a fifth wheel tailgate on it, it does complete the look of it. The main reason I wanted this is because this used to be a tow truck. If you look underneath here with me, you may not have picked it up when they had the bed off. I'm actually missing a cross member from that point to the other side. That's where the spare tire mount would have been. I don't think it's a big issue, but I like having the at least this fifth wheel rails acting like my cross members, and so it's easier than cutting off the rivets of another cross member and putting them on there. And I think this will do the purpose that I need it to do. So with that, this truck upgrade's been completed. This bed liner's actually holding up pretty well. I was pretty abusive to it when I was doing the the fifth wheel, and I think I dropped it on there a few times and it didn't do too bad. If I'm going to recommend anything, maybe don't go quite so as light as I did. I went light because I didn't know if I was going to have enough and I didn't want to waste anything. Right here, it's hard to see. It is a little light right there. So after you're done spraying it on the inside, I would come on the outside, like from the side bed, and just spray it this way. Try to get all the coverage you can. So there it is, guys. Thanks for watching me finish up the upgrades on my 99 F350 Super Duty Ford. I never intended on doing this much work on this truck. But after rebuilding the engine, it seemed like a waste of time not to do that. Oh, I didn't tell you about it. I had to rebuild the engine on this. Maybe I'll put that video together. I was very grumpy about that. At any rate, thanks a lot, guys. Probably get new gloves, huh? That'd actually be RV related. And don't worry, guys, I know I can see the figures. Nobody cares about my truck videos. Just the roof videos on RVs.
Just the roof videos. Hurts.